this is awesome. This is really awesome. But it has that like Japanese or old wise man feel to it, right? It's like the old elder flute man sits in a cave somewhere and plays it. No, but I like it. Yeah, it looks badass. It's a cool scene, like all of the band walking up on this like plateau, and then everyone like surrounding them with the flags and so on. You and me, yeah. No, I think it's a really good visual here. It is time, guys, finally, for the Wagakki Band reaction. I'm sorry, it's been like a few months now, super busy. This last month, right? I talked about a lot last week and yesterday's one last video. But now we're back, guys, and of course, doing it because I got a new weapon. This is the real reason for making a video. This is the most Japanese Asian of all time, right? Playful cloud gun. Honestly, a reason I hadn't made another video for a while for this band was that I couldn't find a new weapon tool. Because I want to show a new weapon every video, right? That's the thing I did for like the 10 videos in a row there. So I bought this weapon, all I already know. But seriously, this of course is a 3-section staff. It's obviously modeled after the one. It is a Kaisen, guys. And yes, I'm super nerdy. I promise you guys, my Christmas vacation is today, okay? So I'm gonna take this tool, right? This badass tool, of course, that that my girl Maki is using, right? And I'm the total best guy, right? So I'm gonna train with this tool now every day, guys, and we see how it goes. But I'll take this. I love this shit, I'm gonna spend like a month now vacation and try to trade 1 hour every day with this weapon here, guys. 3 sections, right? Which is crazy. It's like a nunchuck, but it's 3 steps. It's very, very complicated. One issue is that you have to actually go outside. Having a big area for it, but I can't use it indoor in my house at all, honestly, because it's just way too long, right? So it hits the wall or whatever, it hits the ceiling. So I need to go outside every day now. It's terrible. No, but seriously, with that nunchuck, right, I can stand in my living room, right, do the nunchuck thing, right? This thing, I tried, I can't hit the ceiling, right, It's just, it flies too far, yeah, it flies up too far. But yeah, guys, talked about yesterday, my video, right? You need inspiration in life. You need something to focus on, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited. I know how to use a bunch of different tools and weapons, right? My whole life. So it's just fun buying new stuff too, right? And learning them. That being said, I don't think it's gonna be overtly hard because I'm already very good with nunchucks. As you know, I'm an uber nerdy ninja guy as a kid, right? So I don't think it's gonna be that complicated to learn this tool. But it is definitely a very advanced weapon. Anyway, let's get into, of course, Japanese classic instrumental music. So today we're doing Singin 4. If you like the video, guys, subscribe and let's check it out. Yeah. Singin 4. This felt like a very classic Wagakki Band structure, right, I think this band, in a lot of ways, has, I keep saying it, it's the Inkate of Japanese storytelling, right? How they have this like 4 structure, sometimes 3 structure storytelling, right? So it's Act 1, 2, 3, then the climax, and I keep comparing it to, but I think the most famous example is One Piece now, right? Of course, obviously it's super famous, and Oda does the same thing there with Wano, right? And obviously he's basing Wano on, Japanese class storytelling. Because I think this music here very much fitted. I mean, it's the 40s, right? There is a much, how say it? I won't say slower pace, but it's somewhat a slower start, right? I think this band typically has a thing where it has like a kind of a more, ballad, slower in the beginning, we get to second act, right? It speeds up, it's more instruments. I think especially because this band, of course, has many different artists, right? Many different, instruments, and sometimes it's just like one person doing something, some three people doing it, and they keep adding instruments, right? So but same thing here, right? Kind of similarly. Now we're kind of in the beginning of Act 2 or Act 3, right? And then we're gonna speed up, add some more stuff to it. Otherwise, yeah, it's like a love song, I guess, right? From Lucent, I think. Yeah, I love having a solo där. Flutgrejen är jättebra. I love the visual. Yeah, this is always this band. Great visuals. So back a bit. I really like the visuals. It looks fantastic. Yeah, like bending things, like kind of cave or something. No, but this is great. This is great. Showing the different people here in this like, I don't know. It's supposed to be like a white cave, like a winter cave or something. I mean, it's obviously done with some kind of paper machete or whatever, right? But like the actual thing, but. It looks really cool. Yeah, they're playing in this like a little hole or something. Yeah, the whole little cave. They're playing each instrument each from each hole. Yeah, this is awesome. This is really awesome. But it has that like Japanese or old wise man feel to it, right? It's like the old elder flute man sits in a cave somewhere place it. No, but I like it. Yeah, it looks badass. It's like he sits there. They have like one, as I said, one cave each, right? Where they're playing instruments. Yeah, this looks great. Just going. There's a band coming up there and it's like, this was cool, this was back. Some good lyrics. Yeah, it's like some kind of passionate. Yeah, I like the lyrics a lot. When it went from, why am I singing for? I'm singing for you and me and so on. Yeah, that was great. This last bit here, the visuals, really good. Yeah, we have all these people running on the side first, right? With these flags, they're waving these flags, right, with the colors and so on. And then getting up to this, I don't know, it's like a construction site. I don't know. But this looks really good, this panel. I mean, it is clearly some kind of green screen, fake thing, whatever, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all like fake behind them. But it looks... it was a cool scene, like all of the band walking up on this like plateau, and then everyone like surrounding them with the flags and so on. You and me, yeah. No, I think it's a really good visuals here. We go back a little bit here when they kind of all arrive here, right? Yeah, here. So they kind of get up in the scene, right? Yeah, they were wearing the flags and so on. They kind of walk up to the stage. Exactly. And then it's like, I want to deliver my love, yeah. My love. Yeah, this was a very good visuals. This is a very good. But I think that's a thing, right? Obviously, with this band, is that I love the music, right? I'm a shamisen fan. Right? I am weak to that classic Japanese. I always say it, right? That I am the kind of Shiro Guardian that does fall for the shamisen. Yeah, it's like, oh, a wrestler, the shamisen. Yeah, like I am that Guardian that falls for that. Which is kind of hilarious, right? Because if I am in, for example, Sweden or Norway or whatever, but in my home countries, right? For example, in Gamlestan, the old town, then in Stockholm. In Old Town, you have several of these like tourist traps, right? Both from like restaurants, there were also stores, right? And obviously, if I used to work in Old Town like 10 years ago, so for like 2 years, and when I walk around there, right, it almost feels weird, right? Seeing all these tourists, probably Japanese, all right, bunch of Japanese tourists, and they're like buying all this stuff. They're like, oh my god, Swedish folk music, and they run over there, and I was like, oh. That's so lame, you know what I mean? Oh, it's terrible. Like, why do they care about that, Like, yeah. And then when I'm in Japan, I'm just saying, well, Japanese music? Oh my god! Yeah, it's very much, like the green, so the grass is always greener on the side, right? Yeah. It is something like that, right? It is easier to kind of appreciate or maybe enjoy, fall in love with traditional stuff from other countries and your own stuff. But actually, I do like Swedish music, though. Actually, but to be fair, though, let me brag a bit here. But to be fair, obviously Sweden's musical history is amazing, right? For our few people, obviously, yeah. Sweden is probably number one, right? Leave a comment below. What do you guys think? I think, without checking out, I genuinely think that Sweden is probably number one country in the world when it comes to music, given, capita, right? Per capita, yeah. Probably easily, right? You know what I mean? Because we have so many famous, not only bands, but also people that worked for all the musicians, writing the music and so on, yeah. People behind them. Honestly, Sweden has ridiculously amount of successful musicians, right? And producers and so on, yeah. Again, for 10 million people, right? Insane. I can't think of any other country that have even remotely that. I mean, obviously, for example, USA has a lot more famous musicians, right? Obviously, but also USA is like 35 times bigger, right? Yeah, so I think Sweden probably beats them per capita, like insane, right? So no, I do like a lot of Swedish music, but I don't like that much Norwegian music, though. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I was like, huh. But the thing is that, as a side note, guys, not on too much rant about this now, but when I was a kid. Now my Norwegian family hate me here, but when I was a kid, this is true though, honestly, was that was the time when Norway's culture was still very much relying on, honestly, Swedish culture, to some extent, also Danish and so on too. So what I mean with that is that up to about the 80s, or 90s, Norway was very much like Swedish people were very famous in Norway. Like, for example, Swedish, like Gunde Svan, okay? He's a Swedish, winter sport guy, right? So he won a bunch of stuff for Sweden, right? He was also very popular in Norway and so on. So for a time there, Norway basically didn't have too many of their own, artists or whatever, right? And they have more now then. But so when I was a kid, there was still, Sweden was, like I said, right? Sweden was so massively more producing stuff, right, than Norway did, and still is, of course, comparatively, but like at that time incredibly much more. So it was kind of like people like Carola and so on. It was a very famous Swedish singer. She was like incredibly popular in Norway too, right? So there was a timing there where like all the cultural production in Sweden was basically as popular, if not more popular in Norway. And one reason, of course, is because the language is right, not the same, but they are similar enough that you can speak to Norwegian people, you can speak to each other, right? So you can have a Swedish singer, right, sell the records in Norway, and everyone can understand still the song, right, even if it's Swedish, and vice versa, right? So that's, of course, one of the reasons why, right? So these artists at that time, or the Swedish musicians in like the 80s and 90s, were as big in Norway as in Sweden, but the other direction didn't exist at all. Honestly, yeah, like one or two, yeah. So. Honestly, Sweden's musical production is massive. Super long rant now, but it's interesting from my own personal standpoint, right? That I'm just like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Oh my god, this is so amazing. And I'm just like, but I don't feel that too much, I think. For my own countries where I grew up, it is very much, green, grass is greener in other countries, right? But this is back a bit. Like I said earlier, right? That intro, a little more slower. Let's speed up. Classic Wagakki Band. Some nice instruments and stuff. Like kind of the quota, it's called, right? The harp, so on, yeah, like being here. I do love the visual. I love it. I love the cave thing. Yeah, this cave thing is awesome. I don't know why. This is she's adorable sitting in the dog cave. I really like it. Yeah, now it splits up and so on. Like I said earlier, very classic structure of the music style. Yeah. It's a good chorus. It's a nice chorus, right? About love, laughing together, happiness. Yeah, a very positive song. And I think most of these songs are positive, don't get me wrong. But, you know, some of the other music videos, kind of like the Kaguya Hime one, it's like, oh, this guy's dying or something. He has like the corruption of souls. In that one, it's a lot more like war, right? Yeah, it's a lot more like, let's fight. It has a little more of that sword play or whatever, right? This one here is felt much more happy message. I think it's fair to say, right? Like I said, I think overall the songs are, of course, you know, like a popular, what am I looking for? Positive. But it's like, you know, they're ginky, so to speak, yeah. They're ginky, right? Most of their songs. But some of them are definitely kind of like, oh, he's not dead something. Yeah. This one here felt much more like Dashobu Genki thing. Yeah, it felt a lot more like, you're okay, let's have some friendship, let's laugh together, you're okay, kid. Yeah, this felt a lot. There's very, very positive vibes in this song, absolutely. So this is a great song, guys. If you subscribe, press the like button. Like I said last week, I'm gonna do more videos after Christmas, so might do a bunch of more like Wagakki Band coming up around New Year's Eve or so on. When I have more time, of course, because, you know, family and celebrations and so on. Otherwise, have a great Christmas, guys. Overall, of course, now, because like I said, my Christmas starts today, guys. I can train with my weapons, right? Yeah, but honestly, right? So I took vacation earlier this year. I'm gonna train with my Playful Cloud.